What is going on, dudes? So in this one, we are going to be making a pumpkin and melon farm. So I'm just going to go ahead and go for both crops because when you do rotate the crops and don't put the same one right next to each other, they do grow faster. You could easily just make a melon farm or just make a pumpkin farm with this, but you are going to lose some of the efficiency. In this, we're just going to go ahead and make a combination of both. As you can see, this thing has been cranking out resources. I honestly opened this and was not expecting that many. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this block by block build of this thing. Hey there, once again, I want to give you an opportunity to win a shout out. And all you got to do to win a shout out is comment on this video and subscribe to me. And in about a month's time, I will choose a winner and shout them out in a video in the future. Cool, looking forward to shouting one of you out. Hope you enter the win. Let's get back into the content. First, determine where the output's going to be. Let's just go ahead and put ours right here. And now we just need to make a ton of hoppers on the bottom that lead into this thing. So we're going to go ahead and make a 9x9 square of hoppers. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we need to make this go 9 back. So I'm just going to do 9 rows here, just adding on 8. So I'll go ahead and speed this up for you. Okay, now that we have that done, that is going to be what the farm is sitting on. So what we need to do is go ahead and put dirt on every single one of these blocks now. Oh, and I forgot to mention, yeah, we're covering this today because I do want to make this automatic tree farm. It's an automatic tree farm, so you don't need the AFK, and it supplies its own bone meal. But first we need to cover how to make this because the pumpkin and melon farm is actually part of that whole puzzle over there, part of that build. So that's why we're doing this today. Now we need to find the center spot, and I do think it is that one. And we need to fill that with water. And then we need some sort of a light block on top. I'm going to use a shroom light, but you can also do glowstone. You can do a sea lantern or a jack-o'-lantern in there. Now that we have the water in there, now we need to make a checkered board pattern with our hoe and make all of this farmland like this. Just go around the whole patch here and convert all of this, or every other block, I guess, into farmland. Now that we have the farmland in a checkered pattern, we're going to do every other row with pumpkins. So this full front row with pumpkins, this row with pumpkins, and this one with pumpkins, and this one with pumpkins. Now we have the pumpkins in there. Go ahead and get some melon seeds, or I guess if you want more melons, I would do it the other way, but it doesn't really matter which way you do it. It just depends on what crop you really want more. So then put melon in all the areas where you have not put melons yet. Then you can go ahead and bone meal these just to speed up the speed process. Now that we have bone mealed all these, all the stems, now they're all ready to grow, and you'll see some of them will start growing. Now what we need to do is put observers on top of the stems, and this is a new feature that was added in, I think, 1.14, where observers will actually detect growth stages on the stems from the top. So if you're on a version that is before 1.14, this farm will not work, and you'll have to put the observers on the side somehow and make the farm that way. But if you're on 1.14 or above, this will indeed work. Right now I'm in 1.16, so I know it does work in all of 1.14 through 1.16 right now. And I don't see why they would get rid of this, so I am gonna assume that they're gonna keep this for 1.17, 1.18 and beyond. But yeah, we just need observers facing into every single stem here. Now we have all the observers facing down in that checkered board pattern. Go ahead and just put a block on top of the light that you have in the middle there. just to fill in that last little gap. Now we need to put in the pistons that are actually going to break all the crops, and this is kind of tricky to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you the little trick that I like to do to actually get in here. So what you do is you just put a little trap door, and then you get to where you're crawling, and then you get the pistons and you put in all the pistons facing downwards like this. Okay, so now that we have all the pistons in, we are almost done. What we need to do is put solid blocks on top of all the observers. This can be any solid block. It doesn't have to be this specific block. I am using a 1.16 block, so if you can't find what block I am using, it's because it's a 1.16 block, and 1.16 is not out yet. But just go ahead and put solid blocks on top of all of the observers until we get that checkered board pattern once again. And I used to have a design like this where I just put redstone down in the middle, but that design does not work. The pistons will get stuck sometimes because they need a block update as well as that pulse. So you need to go ahead and put note blocks in here. So just fill note blocks on top of the pistons everywhere where there's not a solid block. Okay, now that we have those in there, I think that the noise is super annoying, so I'm going to go ahead and put blocks just across the top here, just to add a little layer so that none of the note blocks makes a noise, because I think that that noise is so annoying. But, I mean, if you do this right, you could just make it music to your ears, I guess. But I'm definitely not going to do that. So I'm just going to fill these in. Cool, now we're almost done. All we need to do is put some light around the edges. So I'm just gonna put a light on each corner just to make sure this thing stays lit up and efficient as it can possibly be. I guess I can't put a light on top of chest. Actually, I don't know. It's a solid block, so I can't do that. Now that we have those lights in place, all we need to do is surround the edges with glass so that none of the drops escape. I'm just going to break the ones in here just so that we can start this thing fresh. Now some of you may be wondering how the drops are going to go through the ground into the hoppers, and that's because the pistons are on the dirt blocks and the farmland is not a full block, and all the pistons will push all the drops onto the farmland, and since the farmland is not a solid block, the hopper will be able to pull it through. So there's our farm. Super simple, super easy to do. And now we're getting an output. And what I actually do in this farm over here is I turn this into a bone meal farm. And this is actually very simple. All you have to do is dig down a little bit. Get a chest in here like this. Get a hopper into the back of that chest. Get a composter right there. And then put hoppers into the composter. I'm going to go ahead and put all these drops back in here. And now this is the most efficient bone meal farm. I think kelp would be the best because you could just make a huge kelp farm and then get the kelp to all transfer over into a composter. But I think that this is the most efficient for the amount of work that is required to make it. So this is what I always go with to make my bone meal. And yeah, this is what I use in this design. So I think either today or tomorrow I'm going to make the video for that. It's going to take a while to make because that is quite a big build. I mean, I made it as easy as possible to make, so it's not going to be hard to make. It's just a big build, so it may take a lot of time. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this easy Minecraft farm tutorial. I hope you enjoy all of your pumpkins and melons so that you can trade them with villagers and make some emeralds, or even just make it into a bone meal farm like me and just have tons of bone meal churning out in the background 24/7 in your world. If you enjoyed this video, definitely leave a like. That helps me out a lot. And if you want to see more Minecraft automation, more Minecraft farms, redstone, stuff of that sort, definitely stick around. I'd love to have you be in the Dusty fam and subscribe to me. I really like the community that we're growing here, and I'm looking forward to making it even bigger. And you could be the next member. So cool, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.